What's the good word, y'all? Welcome to New York Jets Syndicate channel. It's your boy DKB here, and we have some excellent news on the horizon for Aaron Rodgers and basically for anybody that wants to run or throw footballs for the New York Jets. And that Mekhi Becton, according to Rich Cimini, is expected to be ready for the start of training camp. Now, this is awesome. Now, there wasn't any further details necessarily provided about that because we do have the start of our off-season training activities starting today, at least by the time you guys are watching this on Monday. So I don't know if he's expected to show up to that. I guess we'll find out that news tomorrow. But the fact that he's ready for the start of training camp is music to our ears because for the last 2 years, it has been very touch and go. It's been shrouded in a lot of mystery when we would expect Mekhi Becton to show up at certain points. You know, he spent the majority of the entire previous year kind of working out on his own, doing his own thing. Maybe there were periodic check-ins with the coaching staff, so not being completely muted on his side to the team. But for the rest of the outside world, and for in large part, I feel the coaching staff itself, we had no idea what was going on with Mekhi Becton. And then, of course, the year before, he ends up suffering the leg injury. So for the better part of almost 3 years now, we have no idea where Mekhi Becton is at. When we've seen him at practice, we've seen him kind of get taken advantage of by Carl Lawson, and then he's kind of looked out of place maneuvering. We shift him over to the right side. We try to bring him back to the left due to injuries. And so it's been a little bit chaotic, but he's coming into a new coaching staff, essentially the same scheme with Nathaniel Hackett's twist on it, and he's coming with not only a great mentality, but in peak physical shape. We also got the update not too long ago that he's looking like he's coming in about 350 pounds. The man looks much slimmer than that. You can see how cut he is. And so we're coming back and we're seeing a Mekhi Becton. Of course, for those that follow him on Twitter as well, we know how much he pays attention to what the public perception of him is, right? And, that's lazy, being fat, not necessarily taking care of himself, all of those kind of things, that he's a draft bust. And so we know that he's been able to internalize that in the right manner and use that as motivation to turn his career around, or at least in my opinion, what looks and feels like him turning his career around in order to become that Highway 77 again, that vaunted guy that made highlight clips of tossing guys left and right, tossing coaches in practices, and doing it with what looks like pretty relative ease. So I'm very excited to get that mountain of a man back in front of Aaron Rodgers or whoever else is going to be down the line in a couple of years. Now, the curious piece to me will be we haven't made a decision on his fifth-year option. Joe Douglas has already said he doesn't plan on doing that until the draft. And it seems like maybe that may be Mekhi Becton may be his backup plan, right? Let's add more competition to the run, but in case the boards don't fall the way we want them to, in case trade options don't work out in the way that we want to, we can get another year of Mekhi Becton. I believe before we mentioned it's going to be around $13 million, maybe closer to the $14 million range in order to secure his fifth-year option. But the upside of knowing that if he stays healthy this year and then you have another year to evaluate him and double down before you have to give him a contract extension will be great. I do hope that he shows up to OTAs and maybe he is able to give the coaching staff some early reasons, some early indications of what they can expect from him, and maybe that'll make the decision on his fifth-year option a little bit easier in their eyes. Again, plenty of cap space for us next year. We're looking at about $84 million before we get the numbers coming in and the new TV contract deals and all that kind of stuff as well. So the New York Jets are sitting pretty in a very, very good place to eat up a potential contract for him, just to ensure that we're 100% confident that he can be our long-term option at left tackle, where it looks like his early competition will be Dwayne Brown. And then if they want to try to flip him to the right or anything like that, we're looking at Max Mitchell and probably a early draft pick for him. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. How confident are you in Mekhi Becton being able to stay on the field, and then, of course, living up to that 13th pick status in the first round. And I'll catch you guys again. Peace.